I want to give you an introduction to the asteroid 2012 DA14. Why might you care? Because 2012 DA14 is going to fly by Earth on February 15th, 2013, closer than our geostationary satellites. It's about the size of half a football field, about 45 meters in diameter, and it goes in an Earth-like orbit, so it's useful to keep track of it. But let me first answer the question you may have in your mind. Will 2012 DA14 hit Earth in 2013? No. Yay! No, it won't. It will also not hit in the next few decades. It may hit someday. There is a 1 in 7.5 million chance that it will hit in 2110. But the real lesson here is that these objects are out there. We do live in a cosmic shooting gallery, and we need to track them, find them, figure out what to do if one is on a crash course for Earth. What if this one were? Well, we have an example about a century ago. What if was answered by the Tunguska impact in 1908. Similar sized object, leveled 2,000 square kilometers of forest in Siberia, fortunately, where no one was living. This is a city-sized destroyer type object if it happened to hit a city. It's a tsunami-sized object if it hits in the ocean. The Tunguska event was equivalent to a nuclear weapon of about 2 to 5 megatons of TNT, or hundreds of times the Hiroshima nuclear bomb. So we're talking about a lot of energy here. How often do impacts like this happen? About every 1,000 years on average. Now that could be tomorrow, that could be 5,000 years from now. So it's something that we need to pay attention to. It is the only preventable natural disaster. Groups like the Planetary Society are working to save us from these impactors. But back to our friend, 2012 DA14, let's learn some more. Here's the basic information about its closest approach. It'll be February 15th, 2013 at 1925 UT, or Universal Time, about 11:25 Pacific Standard Time. And it will be coming by at about 27,000 kilometers in altitude, or about 17,000 miles. Again, closer than our geosynchronous like TV satellites you get satellite TV from. Is it naked eye? No. You'll need binoculars or a telescope to view, and it will be tricky to view because it's moving very fast for an astronomical object. It'll be moving about 1 degree per minute. That's about 2 full moons every minute. For reference, that's about 8 times slower than the International Space Station goes across the sky, but much, much faster than normal astronomical objects. It'll be moving from the southern to the northern hemisphere. We'll talk about that in just a moment. It'll be visible, in other words, if you have the right devices looking in the right direction, at closest approach from Europe, Asia, and Africa, most of those continents. It's on the wrong side of the planet from the Americas. Let's take a quick look at the orbits. This is from above the plane of Earth's orbit, and I'll try to point out here. In white is the Earth's orbit, in blue is 2012 DA14. You'll notice that over here, the two come together at this scale. That's when it will have its close flyby. But it's not in the same plane. It's not as the Earth's orbit. So this is looking kind of edge on. Again, white is the Earth's orbit, blue is the asteroid's orbit. And so it comes from below, from the southern hemisphere, and comes up above during the process of the closest approach. Finally, here's some detail on the closest approach. This is the moon's orbit for reference out here on the edges, and we've got 2012 DA14 coming in on this line. There are 3 hours between these tick marks here, so it passes through the system very, very quickly. This green ring is in the equatorial plane where our geosynchronous satellites are, things like satellite TV. So it's zipping in nearby. Will not hit any satellites though, because it goes through a pretty dead area. Who discovered this? La Sagra Observatory in Spain about a year ago, and it was made possible by a Planetary Society Shoemaker NEO grant. So thanks to our members, thanks to our donors who made this possible. They were able to find this because they had a new camera from the grant that allowed finding fast-moving objects like this one that were missed by the big professional surveys. What this means is we can get lots of great observations, learn more about this object, more about asteroids from this close pass in 2013. Want to learn more? For an FAQ, frequently asked questions on this topic, for planetary radio episodes interviewing the Discoverer, for blogs from the Discoverer, go to planetary.org and find out more at the Planetary Society's website. You can also follow me on Twitter at Random Space Fact. or follow the Planetary Society at Explore Planets. Thank you very much, and enjoy a very close flyby of an asteroid.